Welcome to Dog Facts and Fun, where every fact hides a story of love. There are 16 simple gestures. Each takes just 5 seconds, but 99% of owners never do them, and their dogs wait for them every single day. To your dog, these fleeting moments feel like pure, undeniable love. No expensive treats, no new squeaky toys, no long exhausting walks. Just small, silent things they've been waiting for their entire lives. Some of these will completely surprise you and they will fundamentally change how you look at your best friend. Stay with me until the very end because these tiny shifts in your daily routine are the secret to a bond you never knew was possible. Your dog has spent their whole life trying to communicate this to you. Today, they don't have to wait anymore. Let's break it down. 1. Scratch the base of their tail. Here is a quiet little secret about canine anatomy that most owners never figure out. Dogs have a highly specific spot at the very base of their tail, right above where the tail meets the spine that they physically cannot scratch themselves. No matter how much they twist, turn, or contort their bodies, it remains forever out of reach. It is a spot that builds up subtle physical tension throughout the entire day. When your hand reaches out and finds that exact spot, something genuinely remarkable happens beneath their fur. The tension they have been holding on to melts away. If you watch closely, you will see their breathing instantly slow down. Their eyes will become heavy, softly, half-closing in pure bliss. Researchers who study canine stress responses in physical therapy have found that stimulating this single isolated spot triggers a profound parasympathetic nervous response. This means that your dog's entire body shifts from a state of alertness into a mode of deep restorative relaxation. It isn't just about physical pleasure for them. It is about profound relief. It is the overwhelming sensation of being cared for by a leader who knows exactly what they need, exactly when they need it. 5 seconds. That is all it takes. In that beautiful stillness, your dog feels cared for in a way that absolutely nothing else can replicate. 2. Give them the gift of the sniff. The next gesture is something that happens on almost every single walk. Yet, it is a moment you have probably been mishandling your entire life. Imagine you are walking down the sidewalk. Your dog suddenly halts, dropping their nose to a random, seemingly ordinary patch of grass for the third time in 10 minutes. If you are like most busy owners, your instinct is to give a gentle tug on the leash and say, "Come on, let's keep moving." But in that tiny, seemingly harmless yank of the leash, you are inadvertently telling your dog that their deepest natural instincts simply do not matter to you. You see, to humans, a walk is about physical exercise and getting from point A to point B. To a dog, a walk is the morning news, the neighborhood gossip, and a thrilling novel all rolled into one. Animal behaviorists have discovered that sniffing is not just idle curiosity. A dog's olfactory bulb is vastly superior to ours. For them, smelling one single square inch of wet earth or fire hydrant is the mental equivalent of us reading an entire newspaper cover to cover. It engages their complex brain structures more deeply than running a full mile ever could. When you deliberately pause, when you loosen the tension on that leash and let them inhale the invisible world freely, you are communicating something massive. You are saying, your world matters to me. I respect how you experience life. That 5-second pause transforms your walk from a mandatory chore into the absolute highlight of your dog's day. Letting them sniff is not wasting time. It is without a doubt one of the most loving, respectful things you can do. You just gave them the whole world through their nose. 3. Groom them with your hands. This next gesture is about your hands and how the physical intention behind one daily routine completely changes what your dog feels deep inside their soul. Most owners view brushing their dog as a purely functional chore. Grab the slicker brush, get the shedding fur out, dead angle the mats, get it done quickly, and move on. But here is the beautiful truth they are missing. In the wild, among wolves and wild dogs, mutual grooming has absolutely nothing to do with cleanliness. It is a sacred ritual of trust. It is a physical declaration that says, "I will touch you carefully and you are entirely safe with me." When you decide to slow down the process, casting the plastic tools aside for just a moment to use your bare hands, everything changes. Running your fingers slowly through their coat, gently checking the soft flaps of their ears, massaging the thick muscles of their neck as you brush, this sends a biological shockwave through their system. Your warm touch triggers their brain to release a massive cascade of oxytocin, the love hormone, along with serotonin. No plastic or metal grooming tool on earth can replicate the warmth of human skin. Behaviorists have noted that hand-involved grooming sessions can significantly reduce a dog's resting heart rate within just 90 seconds. When you are finished, they don't just feel physically clean. They feel chosen. They feel tended to. They feel deeply and completely cherished. 4. Step into their world on the floor. Physical touch is undeniably powerful, but this next gesture requires no touching at all. And it might just be the most underrated life-changing sign of love on this entire list. Sit on the floor with them. Think about your dog's daily existence. They spend their entire life looking up. They look up at the kitchen counters, up at the living room couch, up at the dining table, and always, always up at your face. Every single piece of architecture and furniture in their world is designed at your towering height, not theirs. They are permanent residents in a land of giants. So when you quietly lower yourself, getting down onto the rug or the hardwood floor to sit right at their level, even for just 30 seconds, a massive psychological shift happens inside them. Canine behaviorists refer to this as positional bonding. The moment you sit on the floor, your dog suddenly sees you not as the tall looming authority figure dictating the rules from above, but as a vulnerable companion right beside them in the trenches. Watch their tail in this moment. It won't wag in that frantic, blurry way it does when you hold a treat. It will wag slower, deeper, with a sweeping motion. That isn't wild excitement. That is profound contentment. That is your dog feeling equal, seen, and completely at peace. No cell phones, no television, just you willingly stepping down into their world to say, I am here with you. 5. The gentle power of your voice. Getting down to their level costs absolutely nothing. But the next gesture costs even less. It is quite literally just a vibration of sound. Yet your dog has been waiting to hear it their whole life. Talk to them in a soft, high, warm voice. For years, people felt silly using baby talk with their dogs. But scientists at major research universities decided to run an experiment to see what actually happens inside a dog's mind. They played recordings of owners speaking to their dogs. Some recordings featured normal, flat conversational tones. Others used that warm, sweeping, high-pitched dog-directed speech. The researchers then measured the dog's brain activity using fMRI machines. The results were staggering. The dogs hearing the warm, gentle, melodic voices showed dramatically higher cognitive engagement, maintained significantly more eye contact, and exhibited a much stronger physical desire to stay near the speaker. Your dog does not speak English. They do not understand the complex vocabulary you use, but they are absolute masters at decoding everything about how you say it. The warmth, the softness, the musical rise and fall of your pitch, it all translates directly into emotion. When you talk to your dog like they are the most important, precious creature in the room, even if you are just asking them how their nap was, their brain registers those sound waves as pure love. Your voice, when used with deliberate warmth, reaches emotional places inside them that physical touch never can. 6. Give them the dignity of a purpose. This next gesture goes deeper into their ancestral roots. It gives your dog something that no mountain of treats or expensive toys ever will. Give them a job to do. Dogs were never historically meant to just sit on plush cushions and look adorable for Instagram. Every single breed you see today, from the tiniest shivering Chihuahua to the massive drooling Saint Bernard, was bred over centuries for a specific purpose. They were born to herd sheep, to hunt fowl, to protect the homestead, to retrieve from icy waters. When a modern domestic dog has no job, no daily task, and no mission to accomplish, they don't just get mildly bored. They begin to feel purposeless, anxious, and invisible. Snorts, animal behaviorists have consistently found that dogs who are given simple, structured daily tasks exhibit dramatically lower stress hormones. This doesn't mean you need a farm. A job can be incredibly simple. Carrying a small lightweight backpack on your morning walk, being asked to find a hidden treat in the living room, bringing in the morning paper, or just learning one single new command per week. Giving your dog a job is not just obedience training. It is communicating to them, you matter to this family. You have a vital role here. You belong. Giving them a sense of purpose is giving them the deepest form of respect. It tells them, I believe in your capabilities. Purpose fills the hollow spaces in their minds in ways that nothing else can. 7. The sanctuary of a bedtime ritual. This next gesture happens every single night as the world goes dark. And sadly, most owners rush right through it, completely unaware that they are holding the most powerful bonding opportunity of the entire day. Create a specific, unwavering bedtime ritual with them. Dogs are creatures heavily reliant on pattern and predictability. Their nervous systems are literally biologically wired to find safety and repetition. The wild is chaotic. Predictability means survival. When the exact same sequence of events happens at the exact same time every single night. A specific scratch behind the left ear. A softly whispered phrase like time for sleep. A particular spot on the rug where you sit together for just 2 minutes before turning off the lamp. Your dog's brain begins to deeply associate that specific ritual with the ultimate form of security. Veterinary behaviorists who study sleep anxiety in dogs have found that canines with a consistent loving bedtime routine fall asleep much faster, wake up far less during the night, and show significantly lower cortisol stress levels throughout the entirety of the following day. Your simple 5-second bedtime ritual does not just help them close their eyes. It is a daily promise. It tells them the day is done. The pack is together. You are entirely safe. I am standing guard and everything is okay. That profound feeling of safety is the very last thought your dog falls asleep wrapped inside. 8. The grace of staying calm. But what about the moments during the daylight hours when everything goes wrong? This next gesture is the ultimate crucible. It is the one that truly defines what kind of leader and owner you are. Stay calm when they make a mistake. Picture it. Your dog chews up your favorite pair of shoes, has an unexpected accident on the expensive rug, or knocks over a fragile vase. The room instantly fills with your sudden sharp frustration. Here is what you need to understand about what your dog is experiencing in that exact second. They are not feeling human guilt. They are not deeply contemplating the financial value of the vase. What they are feeling is the pure blinding fear of losing your love and protection. Studies mapping canine stress responses show that when owners react with explosive anger, shouting, or aggressive posturing, a dog's cortisol levels spike violently within seconds. And those stress hormones remain elevated in their bloodstream for hours, sometimes days. They do not learn better behavior from that spike of terror. They simply suffer through it. But when you force yourself to take a deep breath, to stay completely calm, and to handle the mess or the mistake without turning it into a devastating punishment of their worth, magic happens. Your dog learns a lesson that no expensive obedience class can ever teach. They learn that your love is not conditional. They learn that they are safe with you even when they fail. Staying calm in the face of their mistakes is the most powerful way to prove that they never have to perform flawlessly to earn their place in your home. 9. Handing over the compass. Unconditional love changes everything. But the next gesture takes that love out the front door and hands your dog a gift that most owners never even dream of offering. Let them choose the direction on walks. Think about your dog's life. Every single day you decide exactly when they eat, when they sleep, and where they go. Left turn, right turn down this avenue through that park. And your dog loyally follows because they have absolutely no other choice. They are perpetual passengers in their own lives. But behaviorists have discovered something truly beautiful that happens when owners occasionally hand the invisible steering wheel over to their dog. When a dog is allowed to lead a sniffer, to turn left just because they want to follow a fascinating scent down a safe alleyway, to stop and observe a squirrel for as long as they please. Their overall confidence visibly skyrockets over a matter of weeks. You will literally see them walk taller. Their chest puffs out slightly. They explore the environment much more boldly and paradoxically. They will look back at you much more often, checking in with a soft, happy expression because that immensely simple act of letting them choose communicates trust. It says, your instincts are valid. I trust your judgment today. Just 5 to 10 minutes of dog-led walking per week can transform a nervous, anxious dog into a secure, grounded companion. Letting them lead isn't about you losing control. It's about validating their existence. 10. The mindful greeting. Here is a gesture that introduces a crucial shift in your daily routine. When you return home from work, the grocery store, or an evening out, your dog experiences an explosion of joy that is almost impossible for humans to fully comprehend. To them, the pack is reunited. Order is restored to the universe. Yet we often walk through the door distracted, juggling keys, looking at our phones, carrying groceries, and casually patting their head as we rush to the kitchen. Take 5 seconds for a mindful greeting. When you unlock that door, before you check the mail, before you rush to put the milk in the fridge, stop. Put your bags down on the floor. Take a deep breath. Kneel down and meet their joy with your full undivided presence. Let them wiggle. Let them bring you a toy. Let them lick your hands. Tell them, I missed you, too. This intentional pause might seem insignificant to a busy human, but to a dog who has spent the last 8 hours twisting to the ticking clock and waiting for the sound of your car engine, it is everything. By dropping your burdens and focusing solely on them for just a few seconds, you are validating their long wait. You are telling them that. Hustle them into the car. Over the years, their beautiful name slowly devolves into background noise, functional, repetitive, completely empty of emotion. It becomes just another command. But neuroscientists studying name recognition and auditory processing in dogs have found something that changes everything. Dogs do not just hear and recognize the syllables of their name. They feel the emotional weight attached to it. The tone, the warmth, the underlying intention. Their canine brain processes all of these layers simultaneously. Try this when your dog is just resting quietly near you. Look at them and say their name incredibly softly. Not to command them, not to redirect their behavior. Just say their name with a smile to say, hey, I see you there and I am so glad you exist. Watch their reaction. Their ears will lift differently, not pinned back in submission, but perked in curiosity. Their eyes will soften. Their tail will give that slow rhythmic thump against the floor that signals pure contentment. 5 seconds. That is all it takes. Their name spoken not as a utility but as an endearment is the absolute shortest sentence that makes your dog feel completely holistically seen. 13. The gentle lean. Our dogs are incredibly physical creatures constantly seeking contact. But there is a specific type of physical touch that speaks directly to their deepest pack instincts. The gentle lean. Often when you are standing in the kitchen or sitting on the edge of the bed, your dog will come and press their body weight firmly against your legs. It's not a nudge to be petted. It's a sustained heavy lean. This is a classic canine behavior signifying immense trust and the desire for mutual protection. They are anchoring themselves to you. The gesture that makes them feel deeply loved in return is to reciprocate that weight. When they lean against your legs, do not step away. Instead, gently lean a fraction of your own weight back against them. If you are on the couch, let your shoulder or hip softly rest against theirs, transferring just a bit of your physical mass onto their body. In the canine world, resting your weight against a pack member is the ultimate display of vulnerability and solidarity. It requires letting your guard down. When you lean back, you are communicating in their native physical tongue. You are saying, I have your back just as you have mine. We are anchored together. It is a silent heavy embrace that makes them feel utterly secure. 14. The forehead redressed. If the gentle lean is about security, the next gesture is about the most profound spiritual connection you can share. Just your face, your total stillness, and 5 seconds of pure connection. That's your dog. will carry in their heart for the rest of the day. Press your forehead gently against theirs. This sounds simple on paper, but in practice, it is anything but ordinary. When you bring your face down incredibly close to your dog's face and you allow your forehead to softly rest against theirs with absolutely no sudden movements, no loud laughing, no petting, just absolute stillness and shared body heat, something magical happens biologically. Researchers studying interspecies bonding were genuinely stunned by the physiological data. During this forehead contact, a dog's respiratory rate slows down to mirror yours within seconds. The microscopic muscles around their jaw and eyes release all tension. Their eyes go completely soft, often drifting half-closed. This kind of gentle, prolonged facial contact actively triggers the exact same ancient neural pathways in your dog's brain that mother dogs activate when they nuzzle and groom their blind newborn puppies in the den. You are no longer just a human being. Affectionate. You are bypassing species barriers and speaking directly to the oldest, most primal part of their brain. The part that understood safety and maternal love long before language was ever invented. The stillness between your
Thing for watching, and like, subscribe and share please.